Okay, thank you. Morning, everyone. Today we're doing the Medicine Master Buddha Repentance. Thank you all for coming, for participating. Next weekend we'll be starting our winter cheese. And so this is a very, very good thing to do. I realize that, are we going to do this every single year? Not next weekend? Next weekend is not the 4G? Oh, never mind, okay. Forget it. Reset. So next weekend we do a Great Compassion Repentance. Okay. Can we do this? Can we change it so that we do the Medicine Master Buddha Repentance just before we do the winter cheese? This is very, very powerful Dharma. Okay, we do the Great Compassion Repentance yearly, very often. But this is very special. It's very, very powerful because I realized today from participating today, I really enjoyed it. And I realized how wonderful a Dharma it is, and that we're able, this Buddha here is able to do a lot of things for us. He made a vow to help us out for whatever we need in this life. And therefore, I think we should make it a practice to do this just before the winter cheese, okay? Because you don't realize how much difficulties there are in organizing cheese and in participating in the cheese, okay? Very difficult to get there and to organize it. I remember at Blue Mountain Temple, every year around the end of the year, we had a lot of problems, left and right. And internal problems, actually, how people who went crazy, among other things. And so I didn't know back then that we should have done the Medicine Master Buddha Repentance. Back then we didn't have it anyway. We didn't know how to do it. And so, so we should keep this in mind to do this because it's very, very powerful. And it's different from the Great Compassion Repentance, okay? The response is different to me personally, okay? Because when I do a Great Compassion Repentance, when I sit down and speak Dharma to you, my spine is tingling, okay? It really tingles, I feel lighter and so forth. This one here, today, I feel the same, nothing different. So it must be that powerful. I can't feel anything. No, seriously. I remember when I first started at Blue Mountain Temple, I ran into this Dharma here, and I decided, I made a vow to revitalize it because it's disappearing in the Chinese circles. Vietnamese practically non-existent, and very few temples, even in very few people who practice it. They really are very quiet about it because they really don't get a lot of responses. For example, I learned early on, thank you, that I ran to this monk here, Vietnamese monk who specializes in this Dharma, and he would go to Vietnam and build this 7-tier Medicine Master Buddha lamp, okay? And you follow that Dharma described in the Medicine Master Buddha, Medicine Master Sutra. This is how he practiced it. Okay, so he would do that. He said, this is what I do, this is what we do at our temple. And I said, oh, how wonderful, you must have a lot of good responses. He said, yes, we have a lot of responses. People who got healed, people who got cured. I said, what do they do? I said, well, I ordered this 7-tier Medicine Master Buddha thing, okay, lamp. I set up a room for them. Okay, and they come and they practice this for 7 days according to the sutra. And after that, they got what they wished. Especially a lot of them got healed from a lot of illnesses. Okay, So I was very intrigued. I said, wow, it works so wonderful. So even for people to do that. And this morning, I remember that story, how my first reaction when I heard the story is that, why don't you do it with them? Because your Kung Fu is higher than your Vietnamese followers. Therefore, when you do it with them, it's a lot more beneficial for them. Wouldn't that be? But I didn't dare ask the question, okay? Because that would be not polite. So that's why I said, wow, even with these people, after 7 days, their mind became respectful, became sincere. This is how they got the responses. You get it? The responses come from your sincerity. Don't think that you come in and say, okay, I bow a little, and then I will get the response. It doesn't work like that. The response is proportional to your sincerity. Don't try to fool Medicine Master Buddha. It doesn't work, okay? So the more sincere you are, the greater the response, okay? And it's not just the Medicine Master Buddha, it's just the attitude that you develop, okay? I started with my teacher, Master YongHua. He didn't teach much about this Dharma, but his training for me was that the nature of such training is that I spent 10 years. I suffered for 10 years. It's this unspeakable suffering. Okay, you would never make it. I look at any of you, I say, you'll never make if you have to undergo what I went through for 10 years, you'd never make it. You've given up and probably become Catholic. Because Buddha is too cruel. Master YongHua is too cruel. Okay? And for 10 years, I struggled so much, I suffered so much, so many things went wrong, okay? And not for a single moment, I never had a thought of doubt about him. I didn't like a lot of things that happened. I didn't like the fact that his disciples were very, very evil, okay? And the natural reaction would be, he's your disciples. So they can't be doing this without your approval. I'm your disciple too. And you promised me to train me, and these people are not training me. So anyway, there's so many reasons for me to doubt his teachings, but I'm so proud to tell you, for 10 years, I never doubted him at all. Not for one single thought. You know why? I was stupid. Logically, it doesn't make sense. Why? No one? You guys, it's just so easy for you. You never had to face this problem. The reason I never doubted him even for one thought, never had one single thought of doubt for 10 years, in spite of all the struggles, all the suffering, all the injustices, all the slandering, all the things, okay? And from his disciples and from a lot of problems, it's because, yes? Is there a microphone for her, or we don't let her speak anymore? There's one here.
Thank you, Master. It's the blessings.
Yeah. But it's more than that. Everyone knows it's blessing, but it's more than that. Anyone? Because we go way back. It's just like you know each other for so long that nothing can get in between you. Okay? And so I'm telling you that to hopefully help you understand that in Buddhism, we take the long view. We don't go for small and short-term benefits. We plan for very long because it comes around. You do something bad, it will come around. You do something good, it will come back good for you as well. So that trust is built for aeons, if you will. It takes that long to build that kind of trust. I was amazed myself because logically I was a very logical person, okay, and very rational, and things had to make sense for me before I would commit to anything. But I followed his teachings blindly, and when I was in trouble, I opened his tapes and listened to it. Never blame him. Okay, and so that's why you have to think very long. If you never intend to harm anyone, and you're always trying to help, maybe there are times, like 10 years, when there are a lot of misunderstandings, but it will not change your mind. Okay? Think about it. This is Buddhism for you. We're not interested in like election year or plan for 6 years, 4 years, and 3 or 4 terms. No, we plan for many, many, many lifetimes. Okay? And there's a lot more I'm not allowed to tell you. Okay, but just that's the key to our relationship. Okay? There's no doubt whatsoever. None whatsoever. No matter what his disciples told me, it never bothered me. Yes, 7.
I just wanted to say, I think the greatest lessons I've ever learned, like when meditating and different stuff, was when my mind was blank and it was just saying, I don't know anything. Like, may be taught what I need to learn. And I find myself drifting away from that sometimes. How do you come back to that state of just understanding that you don't understand, or at least me, and I need to learn from, not ask what to learn?
It's a natural insight that happens to you when you meditate, because you've been listening to the Dharma, and and you believe in it. That's why you finally came up with that realization while meditating as a natural. It's insight, or we could say it's an awakening. Okay, a small awakening. It's an awakening, but it's small, regardless. It's still an awakening. Okay, it's a natural consequence of your spiritual practice and your faith. Okay, so it's a good thing. Number 2, there's no need to look for it. Once you have that, it's there forever. Okay, and the seeds are there. So you reach that level already. There's no need to say, how do I get there? You're there already. Okay, and just like the weather, it changes, but it doesn't change where you live. It cannot affect where you live. Okay, so you're there as your dwelling, as your level, your level wisdom. So there's no need to false think about it, how to get back to it and whatever. It happens naturally. Move on. Don't need to go back.
Thank you.
Okay. Little things like that, it's this kind of question here is a very commonplace. A lot of people, they practice sincerely, they have some responses, and naturally they become attached to those states, those good states. It's human nature. And this is why, and what most people don't realize is they get stuck there. If she doesn't ask, she keep on sitting there and say, how do I get back to it? It's like you live, you're there, you're sitting on it, and so how do I get back to it? You're on it already. Okay? And this is, and when you keep on doing that, you basically are spinning your wheel, that's all. You're doing what is it, the hamster that, That's all you're doing, okay? And it's very, very scary because you realize it's so rational, it makes so much sense that it's a good thing, you want to get back to the good thing, but you're spinning your wheels, okay? And you don't even realize that this is why it's so scary, because you don't realize you're there already. There's no need to look for it, okay? All right, anyone else? The subtleties like that, this is what trips a lot of people who cultivate by themselves. You cannot recognize yourself. It's so subtle that it's not the only thing you encounter. You have a lot more obstructions like that you cannot recognize. Okay? And even more complicated, more subtle. And it gets more and more subtle as you improve. The nature of the attachment and the obstructions will be a lot more subtle. Okay? I'll give you an example today. I just told my disciples recently. For a long time, one of Master Shinhwa disciples told me this story long time ago. He says, this is very close to my heart because we believe in doing these things. He says, there used to be a cultivator, okay? And he's very, very devout Buddhist. So he says, the ultimate form of cultivation that I know is to go to the mountain and cultivate by myself. So he dropped everything, and he gave up everything and then went to the mountain. Pretty impressive. So he stayed in the mountain for 20, 30 years. He meditated 20, 30 years by himself. He went up so high up in the mountain, no one around at all. He just sat there by himself and meditated and find a way to sustain himself for 20, 30 years. Okay? So he got some real skills after 20, 30 years meditating by himself. And he's very blissful, and I hope many of you will be able to reach a level. It's not that high, by the way, okay, to get the level of blissful, very blissful state, and very blissful. And he's very, very happy every single day, unlike us down here in the cities. We're unhappy every day, to the point we can't wait to go to the temple on weekends to catch up and re-energize. Anyone? So he's very happy every single day. And one day, he had this one thought. He says, wow, I have some accomplishments. And, all the hard work paid off. And he says, but the sad thing for a person of my status is that I haven't washed my clothes for 20, 30 years. This is terrible. Okay? I wish there's some detergent that I can wash my clothes clean, because washing with water alone is not enough. Doesn't do a good job cleaning. So he said, I wish there was some sort of detergent for me to wash my clothes once. I'd be so happy. And guess what? within a week or two, someone came over from nowhere and offered him some detergent to wash his clothes. So he happily went to the stream and washed his clothes with the detergent. And he said, wow, I have a response. See, my Kung Fu is so special that deserved a response. Huh? Yeah, 7.
Hello? Okay. One more thing. While you're talking about nature and how much he learned from it, I find sometimes when I look at like things of nature, like a tree or an animal or certain things, like it's almost like I don't look for the message, but there's something being said there. Do you know what that is?
Ignore that.
Okay. I will.
It's a distraction, that's all. And so a Chan master heard about that story because he eventually came down to them from the mountain and told people about how the fact he went up the mountain, stayed for 20, 30 years to cultivate, meditate. And so they built him a temple and they took care of him and so forth. And then the story got to the Chan master's ears, and the Chan master said, oh boy, what a shame that he would cultivate for 20, 30 years and lose it all in one instant. He doesn't even know. He didn't even know that he lost it, that he was stuck. Okay, yeah. And so when I heard that story a long time ago, I couldn't understand. I said, what's the big deal? Okay, and now when it's my turn to teach, I realize, this is what happens, what befalls you when you cultivate and you work very hard and you do a very good job. Eventually they come and trip you and you don't even know. Only someone who has wisdom like a Chan master would look at that and say, oh boy, listen son, you have to be more careful. But he is a master now. He has his own temple, he has his own disciples. He's a huge success because how many people can survive by themselves in a mountain for 20, 30 years? That's a difficult feat. Okay, and in Asian culture, when people hear the stories and verify those stories, those people are considered to be sages. Okay, and they were well supported and become very famous. Like in Taiwan, there is a fruit monk who went up to the mountain and climbed on trees to pick fruits to eat. That's all he ate, fruits, for years. And when he came down and became fourth stage Rahat, people built him temples and he had all sorts of followers. Okay? And if someone were to tell him, I were to tell him and said, sir, it's good you started with eating fruits, climbing on trees to pick up fruits and eat, but you haven't graduated to sitting there and waiting for someone to pick up the fruits for you. Because you really have a lot of virtues, it's going to happen. Like our founders, Master Wei Shan, he went to the mountain, he sat down, meditated, that's it. If I die, I die. I starve. And what happened? Monkeys pick up some fruits and offer it to him. Not that he wanted it. What happened? He prepared to die. But since the monkeys offer him fruit, so he has to accept them to create blessings for the monkeys. See the beautiful relationship? The synergy there? He says, hey, I'm going to meditate. I'm not worried about my body. How pure of a cultivator that is. And that's why the monkey is so impressed. He said, okay, let me offer him something. Okay? And he offered, the monkeys offer him fruit. And he said, look at the fruit and say, if I don't accept the fruits, the monkey will not have any blessings. So he had to accept the fruit and eat it so that the monkeys have blessings. It's the kind of symbiotic relationships. When you cultivate, your cultivation, okay, if your cultivation in Mahayana style is to benefit someone, okay, you don't have to worry about support, one way or the other, okay? So that's the difference. I said that's the difference between our lineage, Master Wei Shan, versus the fruit monks, versus the other thing. He still false thinks about clean clothes. Master YongHua, in contrast, he says, if I'm naked, I'm naked. It doesn't bother me. And he probably can walk down the street right now, today, naked. He will not feel embarrassed. Okay? Because he's beyond that already. All right? So anyway, so that's why I wish I told him that Vietnamese monk, you should be reciting and doing that 7-day Dharma of the medicine master of a lamp with your people. They have much bigger responses. They're much better off. Okay? And so this is why, children, your cultivation matters. When people come here and cultivate with us, okay, your hard work is helping a lot of people around you. It makes a huge difference, let me tell you. Okay? So this is the one thing that in the future, one option is for you have some serious wishes. You may want to go to the temple and sponsor a medicine master Buddha repentance and let everyone else help you out. Let the assembly help you out as one option. Okay? All right. Yes, 8.
Thank you, Master. I just guess maybe the other monk didn't want to do it. Maybe he doesn't want to take the consequence. The karma is heavy.
I know that too. Because every time you try, he found out himself that every time he tried to help initially, the early days, he found that he got sick himself. But if you want to help people, you're supposed to pay the price. You can't say, I want to help you, but I'm not willing to. As long as it doesn't cost me anything, I help you. Then it's not help. When you help, you're supposed to bear the burden. Nothing is for free, folks. So what happened to this guy, I knew that already, is that initially he recited with them and he got sick. Because a lot of people came to him because they told each other, he has this reputation where people come and pray with him. He moved to Florida, by the way. He used to be in Santa Ana, no longer. Okay, so you have to go to Florida to find him, and so it turns out, because look at it, oh wow, that's why you're not doing it, and because initially he recited, he got sick. Some people were very severely sick, so he recited with them, so he bore the burden for them. He said, "This is not worth it for me." Okay, I spend the entire 1 week with these people, and the rewards are not enough for me to get sick for them. So that's why after that he says, I give you the Dharma, I teach you how to do it, and you can do it for yourself. Refuse to get involved. He's smart. Yeah?
I just want to make a comment. 6 years ago, my father got cancer. I asked Master to help. And my father is still very well and alive. And Master, you said once, you said, I help you, I got a cancer for you.
Did I say that?
Yes, you did.
You believe everything I tell you? Don't believe that. Who
My
would be
father-
stupid enough to do that? Come on.
He's still very healthy, and so who took the karma?
I don't know. But, you shouldn't believe everything I tell you. Yes, too.
Master, previously you say if we have any serious wishes, we should sponsor the Medicine Master Buddha Repentance. How do we do so? Is there any suggested donation or anything that we as a layperson do to sponsor?
You can simply request that we organize Medicine Master Buddha Repentance. That's all. Okay? And you can do that. I don't think that for someone who's like you, it's free of charge. Ching! It's not about money. It's about that if there are certain things that really are important for you, that we can try to help you. Okay? And Master Z will be in charge of the Medicine Master Buddha Repentance. He's the abbot. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you. We'll take a short break and do the lunch offering. Hello người đẹp. Okay, thank you. Cảm ơn nhiều. Cảm ơn cô nhiều.